Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, so hit that bell icon and subscribe now. So, on this channel, I cover dating, life, love, relationships from an asexual point of view. And today we're going to be discussing how a woman can approach a guy if she's interested in dating him. So, traditionally, stereotypically, men are usually the one that do the approaching of women in regards to dating. And I don't think this is a bad thing, but we are living in the 21st century now, and I think women have just as much right and can do approaching in this day and age, right? You have as much right to approach guys as they do to approach you. I think sometimes it's better if you do the approaching because you're actually making sure you only approach people who you're really genuinely interested in. Having said this, I still think it's nice if the guy approaches you first because then you know he really likes you originally because he's the one coming after you and showing his interest. So I think there are benefits to both. I personally do approach guys. I'm very strong like that. I'm very powerful woman, girl, female, and I don't have any problem with approaching guys, right? And the reason I don't have any problem approaching guys is because I've learned over time through experience to handle rejection. And so I don't really care if the guy rejects me. I just think it's his loss. That's all I think. And I think, well, that's a shame, but never mind. You're clearly not suitable for me. I'm not suitable for you. That's fine. Your loss. I'll move on. And so once you get into the habit of approaching guys, if you're a woman, you'll then get very tolerant after a while to if they reject you because you'll get used to rejection. The reason people fear rejection is because usually they don't do enough approaching to be rejected. And it's a fear thing. But the more you push through those fears and actually do lots of approaching, the more you get used to it. And you just realize that dating is a numbers game. Like anything, like if you're selling a product, for example, it's a numbers game. It's like you've got to have enough people, for example, come through the door of a shop in order to be able to sell them your products or services. If you don't have enough people, then you're not going to have enough sales. And this is a similar type of philosophy or principle, if you like, to dating. The more people, in this case, I'm talking about guys because I'm only attracted to guys. I thought it's good to do it from a female point of view. The more guys that you contact and connect with, the more likelihood you have, should I say, of finding the right person for you. In this case, guys. In my case, guys. Um, because there are going to be lots of people out there that just aren't suitable for you. And it's very interesting because I did a post in my UK asexual dating group. It's a dating and support group, and out of all the people that were there, none of the people would relocate for a relationship. Two people said not at the moment, but the rest were adamant, and this includes me to a certain extent. Like, I am really a non-mover, but I have to move out of this flat because my landlord is literally selling it to his son. So actually, I do have to move, but it's going to be, I think, within Exeter, still my city, because I love it here. Like London, I love so much, but it's really expensive, and then the environment's not as good. You get set up your nose basically, and I'm digressing completely here. So to go back to what I was saying about dating and a woman approaching a guy, these are the things you can do, the steps you can take if you're a female and you want to approach a guy that you've seen and liked in a dating group on Facebook, for example. But it could be out anywhere. It could be in the supermarket, it could be you found him in another group, like a photography group. It could be anything, anytime, anywhere. So what you need to do, if, for example, you're in a Facebook group, you need to note things about this person, about this guy. Obviously, you can swap this for whatever gender you like. So you need to find out what this person likes, like something about them, like their hobbies, their interests, So you've got a talking point, right? And so when you approach the person and you private message them, you just basically have to say hi and which group you saw them in, or where you saw them in, if it or at if it wasn't a group. And then you just need to explain to them that um and you need to explain to them the group you found them in, so that they know that you're genuine and you're definitely asexual. If there's an asexual group you found them in, and you just need to like say to them, hi, I liked your post about blah 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 in such and such a group. I like blah 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 too. So for example, I had my best friend point out someone in an asexual cupid recently on Facebook, which is an asexual dating group. And this guy left loads of information about his hobbies and what he likes. And he is Indian. So I wrote him a private message and say that I also like Indian music and Bollywood dancing. And I noticed he said about cooking. So I said, oh, I don't cook. I don't like cooking. I said, I do it. I said, I don't like cooking, but I do it. But, I like eating, because he said he was good at cooking. And so this is the type of thing you do. You pick out things in their profile or about them or in their comments that you relate to, and then you approach them with that relatability fact. And this is how you begin a conversation with them. If you're in a supermarket, you'd literally start maybe talking about the food in the aisle, you know, and if you saw something in their shopping basket, say, "Oh, that's nice. I've tried that before. It's really tasty." This type of thing. You can always make conversation. Dating is all about creating conversations and creating opportunities. So as a female, all you need to do, like I said, is just find out something about the guy and pick something that you have in common with him that's relatable to you. And then you can share this common interest and relatable fact or thing. And that will enhance your emotional bond with that person, because people get emotionally bonded to people usually when they have things in common with each other, when they have similarities, when they have similar mindset or similar lifestyle, similar thinking. So it's really important to not get hang not get hung up on the fact that you're female. Just focus on building a good connection initially with the person that you like to date. And it'd be interesting for you to know that the guy that I actually messaged, the Indian guy who lives in the UK, he didn't actually accept my friend request, and he didn't bother to read my messages. And I popped a post in the group and he loved the post, but that was all he did. And I'm thinking, if you can be bothered to answer other people's comments, but not my own, and you can't be bothered to accept my friend request, then I just thought that's it. So I deleted the friend request, and I also um removed the messages I sent him. This is not typical. Usually a guy does reply, but it's fine, You've got to handle rejection, and you've got to just be like okay about it, because that guy clearly isn't right for me. But there was another guy who actually saw me in the group post on his post and actually came into my Facebook inbox and said about he being asexual as well. And since then, we've been like messaging backwards and forwards lots ever since. So something's good to still come out of that group. But he did approach me. I didn't need to approach him, which is really nice for me. I do prefer that overall, because I think it shows he's keen and eager. But I have no problem as a female approaching guys, because I think it's good to do that. Some guys are afraid in this day and age to do it in case they get accused of something, accused of being too soft, or accused of, things like that. It's just ridiculous. But there's still macho male pride going around. So, some dating groups on Facebook, by the way, don't allow you to just approach people in the inbox. You have to abide by the rules. But with being a woman, all you have to do is literally, like I said, pick something out of their profile or in comments that they said, like them, and just talk to them. Talk to them about the things you have in common with them. Talk about things that inspire you about what they wrote. Talk about their hair color, if you like it, There's lots of things to talk about. All you need is a starting point and things you have in common so that you can relate to each other and form a bond. You know, it's very, very important. Very important, you know? Um, so, you know, it's essential that you just be yourself and you just like go for it. Because as females, traditionally, a lot of us hold back because we're like, oh, what if the guy rejects me? If he rejects you, you just move on. This guy rejected me. He didn't look at my friend request. He didn't look at my wave. He didn't look at my messages. So in the end, I just, like I said, I just unfriended him, deleted the messages, and then moved on. Because at the end of the day, it's his loss. If he can't even bother to look at my messages and my friend request and can't be bothered to reply to me with something written when he could to other women, then clearly he's not interested in me, and that's okay. I don't need every guy to be interested in me. I only need one guy if I want to get into a relationship to be interested in me. That's it. And anyway, just go for it. It's fine. Do not care what other people think. So I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful in some way. If you have, please pop an emoji down below. Love to know what you think as well in the comments. Don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode and get Asexual Perspectives on Amazon. Take care. Lots of love.